Okay, and here we go. The battle has already started. GoHard are going to be attacking from the blue side, and Utopia are going to be defending from the red side.
Muka's just going to move towards the east to spot, and a very aggressive coming out here from Utopia down the 1-2. Possibly want to catch anybody moving down the 8 line like we've seen Oops do, you know, with their 50Bs on like F1, but it's very, very aggressive down 1-2 line here from Utopia, and even a little bit trying to go down a sneaky road. And Biku Shuku, this is not a standard start, this is very aggressive.
Biku and Shohu getting that one around the wrong way. Going into these buildings here in a little trap. This is cameraman paradise in between all these buildings because there's so many different parts of terrain that can get in front of a good camera view. Colossoid and Dynamo just taking up position down here on the track. And GoHard again doing this tactic where they just kind of sit and hope that somebody comes in here and nobody kind of takes the bait.
It's no surprise here from GoHard. They just kind of start off standard. Usually, sometimes they send the Coca Collapse onto the hill first, but apparently this time not. Bihu just about gets safe. Safarchik tried to get the shot there, but he won't. So sometimes we see Collapse start on the hill with Nile there as well, and then Nile goes down towards B0. They might still go for that at one point. They decided to put all their tanks on the bottom for now with the tier 9 bat on the hill. And perhaps here Shuka and Muka decide to push the hill if they could if they wanted to, but I think Shuku's just going to spot. Muka's going to go join the rest of the team. They obviously don't know how many tanks are on the hill, how many are off the hill. So Muka's just going to join the rest of his team, and this entire defense, it seems like a lot of guns aimed towards 8 line to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that GoHard have done before, and I mean, maybe they've seen teams always drive down here, but every time they play against somebody, nobody takes the bait. Nobody's like...
Well, you have to hold that area. You always have to hold that area in case somebody tries to play aggressive, and especially with Utopia's lineup, they also will think, well, they want to take us to us, so let's see how they decide to set up. They're just making sure that if Utopia went super aggressive, they don't get catched out, because if you have 2-3 tanks on the hill and Utopia does go super aggressive, even if they do nice damage to the tanks, they will lose those guns and then just end up with 3 tanks on the hill, for example.
So, passive play here from GoHard on the attack, and it's Utopia making all the movement at the moment.
Well, they've now pulled back the 50Bs towards F1, who can shoot down the 8 line if they have a spot, which would be Marakar spotting for them, and instead they've sent Bihu towards the south here, where you can see him on the screen to just check the K line. Like I said, a lot of the guns here focused to possibly try and shoot the 8 line rotation from GoHard.
Bihu doing a little bit of a blind shot there, didn't spot himself and nobody was spotted. Only Maraka at the moment seems to be lit on the board. He's able to see Kaizu opposite himself, but I mean, at what point are GoHard going to make a move, Daki, and how are they going to do it?
Just noticed, it's actually Scarium instead of Barry playing. Perhaps more connection issues.
Possibly. Barry was having issues. I believe he's at university, so he's solely at the mercy of university internet, and sometimes that isn't always reliable depending on where you are.
Well, I don't care, he's on my team, he's supposed to play, 300 ping or not.
So there is a movement going on to the hill here as Maga and Kaizu are heading up.
Look at, is this a trap from GoHard with 5 tanks? It looks like it. 4 tanks, sorry.
But again, the defensive team,
well,
you generally only get teams swing round there once they're trying to stop a cap,
but
and you're sending a back chat in the lane.
That's perhaps what they're going to try and bait out with Zafarchik on the cap, for example. Try and bait a rotation from a Batchat going to the K line, kill him and run away. They just have to make sure. The thing is
when they see that overmatch, though, they'll just push in over at the cap, won't they?
Yeah, but they will only send like Zafarchik or Maga who can run away in the Batchat. That's the thing. They can still get out.
Interesting. Is it a little bit too late, though, at this stage when it's like 5.5 minutes?
No, they still have time for this. I mean, they just want to bait out the rotation coming out from Utopia. They're going to hope somebody comes through K-line. Niall's even watching the 8-9 line, because otherwise somebody could sneak around by going through the GH line and then up the hill. They have that all spotted, though, so far, so good.
Nice camera work. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Scarium and Failware. And now they're moving out. Coca-Collap's the first one to go.
Well, I guess Coca-Cola is going to go towards the G8, G9 because they want to catch... If somebody comes through there, if a Batchat comes through there, Collapse can remove it by himself. Nile will join the rest of the tanks, and they can, you know, if everybody hits 1.2, and then secondary shots come in from the 50Bs to finish it off. And there we go. This is GoHard's bait. Like, but let's see if it works. Let's see if it's gonna work.
GoHard are turning into master tacticians at the moment.
Well,
Lots of bait tactics
are
at
they
the
going to be
moment.
master tacticians? That is going to be the question, you know?
Well, they're doing lots of baits. Do you think they'll be the master baiters of the lead?
Well, with Nile and Kazu in the team, baiting wouldn't be that hard. They might be masturbating.
Possibly, possibly, but we'll see. They could be really strong tactically here. We'll find out.
It's going to be hard for GoHard to pull this off.
Utopia could be a stiff opposition for them, that's true, Decky.
Let's just hope that, you know, they get to... I'm not going to continue this. No. I was going to say, let's hope they get to...
Just stop. Okay. We've done it, we've done it. We've gone enough. We've gone as far enough as we could really with that one.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a rock-solid tactic from GoHard.
Possibly, but I think the puns have reached a climax.
Perhaps they've climaxed on the tank. That's the word I wanted to use on the tanks on the K-line. When they come around the corner, unload their guns.
Okay, well played, Decky. There's, like we said, there's that line, then there's you in the distance.
But the cap will start here for GoHard with Maga that will be going on towards the gap, and then Zafarchik will be covering the D-line, and they want to bait out Bihu. But there's a lot of time gone now. I mean,
yeah, like whatever they do, this is kind of like what they did yesterday. They spent so long setting up this trap that never happened, and in the end they were like, okay, now we have to move. And then Swift were just like, here's GoHard, exactly where we expected them to be, and wrecked them on the fight over on the 1-2 line.
Look at the rotation from Utopia, though. This bait is failing.
It's gone. Yeah, Utopia are just like, oh heck, they're going to push base 2. Let's all go back and defend it. No need to send anyone down the bottom line because they've not seen vision of anyone to want to do that. Maga and Shoko spot each other, but Maga's kind of moving away from the base.
Utopia is just going to counter push a B line, and then GoHard would have to get onto the number 1 base, but with 2 minutes 30 seconds left, it's not looking good.
GoHard, if you're watching this right now, you're on attack, there's less than 2.5 minutes on the board, and you're doing nothing to actually challenge Utopia. Let's be honest here. Maraka takes a shot on the side. They're going to push into Zafarchik and Kaizu. They're going to probably go down. And the rest of GoHard is nowhere near being able to put up any kind of defense. Utopia can just bottle up somewhere and be totally safe at the moment.
Well, there's the rotation now from GoHard. Kaizu needs to get the heck out of there as well in that T10. He's going to take damage, but he's going to be stuck. Kaizu's dead. Zafarchik is already gone. Kaizu's stuck. They're coming in to clean him, and this is not going well for GoHard.
This is a free farm right now for Utopia. Maraka and Dynamo come round to shoot at Kaizu. Kaizu gets a shot back, but he's going to go down in the next one from Dynamo. There you go, Utopia 2 tanks for relatively nothing as the rest of GoHard finally decide to make a move.
They're going to
less than 2 minutes into the battle.
They're going to try and quick cap
Oh,
onto
they're
the
trying
number
to
1
juke
base.
onto number 1. I think that's way too little too late from GoHard here, to be honest.
Their only option at this point, they need to hold onto this cap, but with double Bacha, with Bihu and Muka, they should be able to get all the reset angles.
Bihu does get focused as he tries to go across that area, but he makes it vital place to be able to get a reset. Muka coming round as well, and a Kuka Collapse is coming through the middle. He can perhaps eliminate one of these Batchats on the corner. I might just see somebody just disappear off the board in just a second. But you're going to have the reloads in a minute from the GoHard tanks, and they're going to be wide open when that happens.
Well, they do get Dynamo though, and they're doing a nice amount of damage here. GoHard's actually up 3000 HP, and there's only 15 seconds left on the cap.
GoHard are actually turning this around just through sheer volume of fire. Maga and Coca-Cola are holding the middle road, and look at all the low health tanks here on Utopia. But now
Magas will
Utopia
reload.
can make their shots count.
Yeah, still don't think it's going to work out for GoHard. They lose Nile, which is the triple cap pressure they need, so it's pretty much over.
Shoku being able to get free damage there from the AMX 3090. Scarium and Maraka dueling it out here in the base. Now Scarium has, I can't see how many shots he has left. I think he had 2 shots perhaps. Maraka going through the bottom part of the MX. Maga coming around to shoot at Shoku. He only needs 1 shot to kill him. Well, no, a couple of shots to kill him. Shoku's just going to play ring around the roses. Oh, bit of misdriving there, mate. Coca-Collapse just actually tracked him. No, Coca-Collapse on a reload. Muka shooting into Coca-Collapse though. Rulset gets the kill on Collapse. Maga, only tank left from GoHard. GoHard did take a lot of HP down there from Utopia, but ultimately, in the end, it was a very, very slow decision when it finally came from GoHard.
A little bit anticlimactic from GoHard.
Big time, big time.
I mean, like...
I would say that was not GoHard, that was very much Go Soft.
Yeah, it was... Well, I mean, they tried something, they tried a bait, and it didn't work out. It's 50-50, you know, if they have the chance of a bad shot coming down the K-line. Obviously, it didn't. Utopia seemed to smell out what was happening. They seemed to have a good idea of the round. They went in, they killed Zafarchik, they got Kaizu as well, who, you know, got caught out of position. Well, not really out of position, you can't say like that, because, you know, he had to try and run. He couldn't run any further than that because Utopia pushed the A-line, so he got clipped out. And then they tried to triple cap. They did a lot of damage, but once they started reloading, then Utopia's guns came in, which they had extra off, and just cleaned it up.
Yep, now Utopia didn't have a lot of HP left on the board, so we are going to see some high damage here for some players here. So Maga 3.3, Maraka 2.6, Kaizu 2.3, Rulas
Kaizu actually did a massive amount of damage to for that position he was forced to play in, but then it's Rulezik, Bihu, Colosoid, Muka in quick succession behind him.
Good to see Muka at 7th place, so Daki. Where's Annihilator?
Please.
Well, he's not on the bench with Karibari at the moment, so I suppose there is that.
Where is Barry?
Annihilator coming in 12th there, Daki. Zafarchik, last place. Don't know if Wojtek still has him in his team this season, this weekend. Probably swapped him out for Crux. FC Dynamo, Daki, Miyu and Mojo had him last week, coming in their 8th place. Can have his up and his down games, it seems to be. Never really quite consistent.
Barry is skiing.
Skiing. Them's the breaks. Up in the Welsh hills, the Welsh mountains. Man, that would be frustrating if he was in a fantasy team right now.
PJ sold, boys. He's getting sold.
He's getting kicked out the clan as well. Is he in FAMU? He was in FAMU.
Past tense. No longer. No more shall I accept this defiance from Barry. It's like the 3rd time he does this to me.
Now,
I don't even get a message like, Daki,
hey,
I see you're on my team. I'm going to go on a holiday. Nope, nothing like that.
Are you worried for Milan playing for Oops now?
No,
that should be okay. Stefan for Kazna?
It should be fine.
Okay. Now, going into round 2 here, do you think GoHard can try and do the defensive bait tactics this time round?
I just glimpsed over to your screen. I am going to give it to Utopia. I think
I'm
going to give it to Utopia. Unless GoHard can surprise me. Ryan, let's take a look.
Mother of God. Mouse, 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 IS4, Death Star E3. This is what's known as in football as parking the bus. When your formation is 0-0-10. Oh my God. Is this for real, Daki? Is this... GoHard. Where's this came from? Triple mouse on defense. Daki's speechless. FV.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you know, Super Test is not about to hit for another month. So there's that. A triple mouse. I
tell you what, though, it's going to be fun. We're going to get the team speak of Utopia in this round, so I can't wait to hear what they're saying about it.
It has to be an eastern side defense almost. I mean, like, it looks like it's going to be centered about 6, 7, 8, 9 line because, you know, you can't defend rails with it. It looks like they're going to leave something in the railway station, C2, to try and defend from there, and then try and do something with the 6, 7, 8, 9 line, bully with the HP.
Well, let's jump into the round here. Utopia on the red side are attacking against GoHard on the blue side, defending. GoHard starting here almost 3k, actually, yeah, 3.5k more HP already than Utopia.
If they go down the rails, no, they're not. As expected, they're just going to hold. They're sending the IS-4 probably to B1, C1 behind the barrels, because from behind the barrels you can get HE shells onto the corner of the building, which will reset the base. Zafarchik here is going to be hiding. It's going to be hiding.
Zafarchik should have just taken a heavy for the sake of it.
No, he's hiding in the 1390 because over there heavy's too long, so he can just sit there. And if it really needs to be resetted, then he will peek out. Well, peek out. He'll just shoot through the wall because it's a destructible wall. You can't spot through it and just play from there. But look at this. Utopia immediately going towards the cap.
We are going to get a hell of a fight here at the cap. And now would be a good time to have people from Utopia on your fantasy team because they're about to get a lot of damage farm potentially.
Potentially. We'll have to see about that.
Potentially, yep. This could either be a genius tactic from GoHard or it could be a massive fail. I mean, Bihu could do that all day and force them into moving.
Well, they've already abandoned the cap again.
I mean, how do you break this down?
You can't go 5-line because there's a mouse waiting there. You can't really go on 2-line because there's a mouse waiting for you there. And they've now allowed the mouse to cross over to A6, A7 as well. I guess chip away at the mouse over here, Maga's mouse, but I guess Kaizu is going to be locking that down from his position, so I'm not sure how to break it yet. I'm thinking about it.
What would be your immediate thought in seeing this Daki if you were commanding a team here?
Holy mother of coffee pots.
Yeah. I saw your smile and I was like, okay, what's going on here?
But yeah, honestly, 1-2-line doesn't seem like an option whatsoever, especially with the FETD locking that down as well. I think you need to almost force to cap with Ruleze going towards A0, with Ruleze going towards A0 and then shooting the mouse if he tries to, peek out to reset. And then with the 50Bs holding the corner as well and hope that works. Controlling the 5-line, spotting 1-2-line if they come back. That's the option, I think.
I mean, we've seen it with, I think, Legend taking, was it 6 mouse?
6100s.
And that almost worked because
should have worked.
They were an absolute bullet sponge and took so much damage to try and take. Oh, Shoku taking one to the face from Maga and the mouse on the cap. And Colosoid's going to peek out now and perhaps get at least 2 shots in, but no, he doesn't have the angle.
I really feel like the Gorilla should go towards A0 at this moment in time. I don't know, like, they've already lost 233, they've left only 233 HP on their RU-251.
It's like wherever you go.
1-2-line is definitely not an option for them. That's 100%. I don't think they can. There's one thing they can do in the 1-2-line, but it's like so much reliant on like luck and such. Like hope the FETD doesn't pen the 1-1-3 and then push down with the bad shots down the 1 line and get the FETD to fire and then come with the 50Bs and try to shoot down the mouse. You need the 1-1-3 to get the FETD to fire. You need to play against the mouse. You need to rush the batches in the 1-2-line to clip out the 3090, clip out the IS-4 over there as well, while the 1-1-3s and the 50Bs take out the first mouse and then try to reload. That's pretty much it.
And this is a danger. You want to try and take down a mouse, so you stop to shoot at the mouse, and then suddenly you get erased by a 183. Yeah. Nice shot from Maraka.
Nice. He waited all the time till Failware turned his turret for maximum chance of pen, which was well done by him and was needed as well.
Maka and Bihu, looks like they're posturing Daki for potentially something here on 1.
We'll see about it. We'll see about it. I really think they need to push past the mouse. Well, the Batcher just got spotted out though. Oh, they're trying to clip on towards Nile.
Yep.
But I really still feel like if they want to push 1-2-line, they need to push past the mouse. They need to push past. They need to push past the mouse. They need to push past the IS-4, etc., etc. So there is that. Murakar just playing against Failware here. Yeah, but so far, Utopia doesn't seem to have an option yet, and GoHard is still up 4,000 HP.
Well, yeah, I mean, how do you break it? Nile has got a dead driver. Maga has got damaged tracks, and Failware's taking a little bit of damage, and that's it.
Well, we'll see soon, I guess, the push coming out, because the Batchas... Well, I mean, no, never mind. I thought the Batchas were grouping up on 1-2, but they're now leaving again. So surprising what these guys are doing here.
Okay, well, let's actually listen in to the TeamSpeak of Utopia and see if they have any plans on how to break down this GoHard defense.
Мы будем бэшками долго ехать, нам типа вот так надо по-быстрому.
А здесь бабаха стоит, если.
Даже мракеры типа
Ну, я
разряжайте.
чекал, но он стоит, ну, за углом.
Он сейва стоит.
Да.
сейв.
Плохо.
Рулес.
Ja muszę
Co?
przyjechać.
Zjedź
Nie,
tego
ja
killa.
czekam na ciebie, Muka, żeby jedną peskę tylko od Mausa w razie co przyjąć.
Ale gdzie tego lesmy mamy? Gdzie ty chcesz dalej? Żebyśmy tu jechali?
Два бата тут и Бэшкин вот тут выходите. И One on Free тут
Ага.
остается.
To jedziemy,
Мауса будет
Muka?
контроль.
Czekaj, no to w takim razie ja już spotem. Strzelił. KD.
Strzelił, to trzeba jechać. Ja nie mam spot.
Ja muszę zniknąć.
У меня тут
Без
нету
спота.
Мауса. Вот тут нету Мауса. Смотрите, чтобы он по вам не поехал.
Ale to czekaj, Pichu, nie możemy tak na pałę teraz jechać. Najpierw te muszą, te abeszki chyba przejadą. No,
Бэшки, едьте, Бэшком надо будет
Ну, это
переехать.
не
Динамо КД, надо Динамо подождать.
Rulez.
Я могу нормально, можем ехать. Нужно только на какую-нибудь бабаху чекнуть.
Ty tu nic nie zrobisz, Rulez.
Oni już
Я,
tu
я,
znają.
я
Знаешь,
зайду
тут-
отсюда.
тут-
Я
тут-
зайду
Го,
отсюда.
го.
Я там бесполезен.
Tam by Bichu tego będziemy jechać.
Da, on pikuje i uwaga.
Bo,
Jak
Babocha
babocha
ustawiona
KD,
na nas.
KD,
Ma.
KD.
Бабаха КД.
jedź,
Четверка КД.
jedziemy?
Babocha KD, no to...
Мауса выходите.
Так,
убивайте
КД есть.
Мауса.
Я не
Babocha?
могу.
90.
90. Dawaj Muka. Ja jej dam jedną i
No,
kurwa.
skończ.
Заберу.
Dobra.
Давай,
Dawaj
давай.
Koiza,
Jak
ile
to
masz
babocha?
kulek?
Rulez, daj
Ile
peskę
masz
z
kulek?
Mausa.
Да, по Е3.
3.
Ty? To
3.
my go nie skończymy.
Маус КД. Вот это Маус.
А
на
ty
мне.
ile masz?
Вот этого Мауса пробуйте
Też
убивать.
3.
Ja.
To skończymy go.
Pewne peski wystarczy.
Jak
pewne
łatwo
peski.
Dobra.
Dobra,
Kurwa,
nice.
amo mam ujebane. 60
Na mnie
sekund.
jeden, babacha i Maus.
60 sekund.
Я КД.
Дал еще по магии.
Бабаха КД?
Da,
Da,
babacha.
babacha KD.
Ja dał? Ja KD jest.
Rulez, tego Mausa ty weźmiesz pulkę?
Да.
Dynamo uciekniesz? No Dynamo, seriozna, no.
Po co ty?
Kaizu getting a shot there into FC Dynamo, setting him on fire. Utopia potentially could still do it there up until that moment, but now they just don't have the HP against this GoHard steel wall waiting on them.
Yeah, I mean they did the option that I talked about, but the issue was the 113 didn't take the babacha, which means pretty much it's the word for the FETD of Coca Collapse. He shot Colosoid. That means Colosoid couldn't do much, and it fell to pieces pretty much after that. They took too long to kill Failware. Well, they didn't even kill him, you know. Like, they needed Colosoid to get to that corner as well and be able to clip out onto Failware's side, and the Batches rush Nile, and they play from there, hoping to keep 7 guns alive, but Rulezik was out of the fight as well. I don't know what he was doing on that side. He shouldn't have been there, in my opinion. He should be helping the rest of his team. But, you know.
Bye, Bihu. 3 shots into Kaizu. No, and he backs off. Kaizu doesn't get shot out. Well, it was unfortunate from Utopia. I was thinking what he could have perhaps done was try and do a bait into one corner. Rulezik's going to get rammed to death there. Actually, Coca-Collapse was able to take him out. I was thinking perhaps Utopia might do something where they try and push one base and then rotate round into another. And
They couldn't rotate to any base.
just make use of the fact that they were going up against a slow team.
They couldn't rotate to any base because both bases were locked down. They can't
I was
rotate.
getting to that.
Okay.
But it wasn't possible to do that because of the defensive area from GoHard was covering both of the bases and not.
I think they chose
committed one way or
the
another.
most correct decision. I just think if Babacha, if FETD perhaps hit Maraka instead.
Poor Maraka, yeah.
If he hit Maraka instead, both 50Bs get to go towards Failware, kill Failware, get to reload, get to keep shoot, what ideally works is to put 50Bs, both of them survive, Maraka gets into the window, they kill Failware, they kill Nile, and then they put Shuku on the cap, and then they work from there.
So not as much damage as we thought would be getting done in that battle. Fairly spread equal across the top couple of players. Rulezik doing the most there in Gorilla 15, almost 3k damage. Coca-Collapse picking up 2 kills and Scarium picking up 2 kills as well. So Scarium coming in as a super substitute.
Yeah, Skyrim doing pretty well in his mouse there.
Doing better than Barry ever did.
Wow. Whoa. That's not nice.
Yeah, I mean, GoHard again, surprising us all, doing stuff differently, which is nice and refreshing to see. I certainly wouldn't have wanted to be in Utopia's shoes trying to think out how to break that one down and get through it. Will we see more of this, however, though, from GoHard?
Perhaps. Maybe like continue the trend as we move to our next map. Ryan, it's
It's going to be Ghost
Wow,
Town. Of course I'm going to glance
cheated.
down, because you glanced down before you said it to me.
no
What's the next one then?
after Ghost Town.
Uh-huh.
Prokop.
Hey, cheats.
Nope. Accurate.
Prokhorovka.
And then
That is-
steps.
It is, and then steps. And what's the tiebreaker?
Cliff.
Yeah. So 1-1 for Prokhorovka. I think we're going to see more unusual stuff from GoHard, to be honest. I think GoHard are really actually enjoying this and enjoying the
they've
attention
picked
they
3
get
miles
from it.
on Himmelsdorf, so perhaps they'll go for 4 on Prokhorovka this
Well,
time.
they've gone for 2 on Prokhorovka, and let's be honest, it was crap. So maybe they
three-
can make it work this
maybe
time.
3 is the secret.
Maybe 3 is the magic number. Try. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Won't shoot me for being a spy.
That was terrible.
Well, it's worth
Out.
a try.
Absolutely terrible. I was trying to catch the joke, and I
Yeah.
was like, it was bad. I'm sorry, Ryan.
I made the
That's just-
point when I went to Gamescon of remembering that that's when you always asked for 3 that you did it that way. And I'm probably doing it wrong right
Oh,
now.
3,
There
because
we
you're
go, there he
referencing
goes,
to the
there he
movie
goes,
where
there
you're
he
like,
goes.
high class, or
Yeah,
whatever he says
and
it.
he does that, and that's,
Yeah, and
that's
then
the
it's like,
English way.
that's the English
whereas
way.
The German
yes,
way was
yes.
that, yeah.
What's the movie?
Inglourious
Inglourious.
Bastards. There we go. Just wanted me to say it again. That's twice I've said it on stream. Could have been worse, I swore yesterday, but well.
Yeah, moving to Ghost Town.
Yes.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look and see. Mouses? No mouses.
Oh! Triple E100 though. And bat chats.
That's not really. It's not
It's
really
like mobile.
surprising.
It's mobile and immobile.
It has kind of everything, you know. It has clip, it has burst, it has alpha, and it has rotational power as well. This Utopia defense is one though that is not going to sit back and wait for GoHard. It's one that will go towards GoHard and try to fight them. And for GoHard, it will be, can they quickly kill these E100s? Because we've seen it time and time again. If the E100s don't die, if they can get shot after shot, if they can get up to 3 shots each, game's over.
Yeah, I think Meritorious, for example, has had a massive game before in one of the E100s, being left to continually shoot right until the end of the map. Now, IS-7, we kind of expect or kind of know where that's going to potentially go here for GoHard with a top base number 1 cap tactic. Could they block it? I mean, there's no way they're going to get E100 up there safely to use the E100, but, well, they might use something else.
I'm going to give this one to Utopia because it's very hard to deal with triple E100, especially because GoHard's strategy seems to be to go into the northern cap.
Well, let's find out. It's all squared 1-1. We're going to go to Ghost Town. Utopia on the red side. On the defense, GoHard attacking from the blue side. That lovely purple and black camo.
Well, GoHard deciding to change it up. I guess their initial tactic was to go towards the north with the IS-7, but because of Utopia's lineup, they changed it. Could be their initial tactic as well, but somehow doubt a little bit. But already first spotting coming out. Bichu and Zafarchik. Zafarchik might actually come in here for the secondary shot with HE. Can he get it?
Chase him all the way around.
Oh,
Good.
there we go.
Oh, sneaky. Zafarchik.
You know what's the thing though with this? Because he shot HE, he shot HE on both shots. He just about got the same as he would do with Heat because he didn't pen. Only if he penned both, it would have been worth it.
It would have been really cool if he set him on fire just going around that corner.
Please.
Zafarchik, though, just plays absolutely chaotic. But he's starting to tone it down a bit now. The plays are starting to work for him.
Annihilator here in the H9 position. From there in that AMX-50B, he'll be able to shoot onto the sides of the 100s if they decide to push up down towards the D7, 8 position on those corners towards the cap. Yeah, it's a good position. It really does work if those tanks get over there. Bichu getting hit by what hit him? An E100 actually. I think.
E100,
Well,
Coca-Cola is on a reload, so it's failware at the
That's an
moment.
impressive
Yeah.
shot with E100, especially if you had heat loaded.
At distance from that, connecting, Bichu would have certainly pooped his pants a little bit, I think, when that landed.
If Muka and Colosoid get spotted here, they'll get clipped by Nile from the side, and I think Nile's just about spotted out.
Shots going out. Looks like a deflection there from Araka. There was at least one ricochet there from him and Shoku. Shoku actually getting a parting shot there as he drives off. 400 into Nio as he keeps himself hidden now behind this defilate.
It's the downfall of that position. It only works if you're unspotted because you need to peek up and shoot. So he's spotted now. Won't work out anymore. He won't get any free clips from there. And I think at one point he's going to have to leave that position even because, you know, he's starting to shoot now, but it's just blind shots at this point, and I don't think he's going to gain much from them. Actually, he does connect.
Muka taking a shot there from Niall in the side and actually gets a damaged fuel tank as well.
Fire incoming.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Another shot into that area and a fire. Zafarchik, is that going for a proxy spot?
Yeah, but they're just
Just
too
out of range.
far away.
Oh,
Well,
sees Muka. But he also gets himself revealed in that. Kaizu was just slightly visible there. Here from Shoku.
guys, they shouldn't peek that again.
Skyrim.
Oh,
will.
Skyrim. Oh, Skyrim.
Oh, just as
Aw.
Shoku just moves
He
there.
might still get a shot. Shoku's going to try and snap
Skyrim's
it.
going to come back and try and shoot back. Dynamo getting a shot across there onto Coca-Collapse and missing. Coca-Collapse missing also on his shot back here at Dynamo.
The thing is, they have these batches, these 4 of them that can rotate, and the 3 100s that can take the front now. It's all about, can Utopia find an angle where they can get their batches in position to flank and take down 1 or 2 guns quickly? Because look at them, they're rotating now.
Zafarchik setting the cap here more or less as a bait to try and force Utopia into doing something. Rulzek coming around here, Colozoid coming around as well, just to get a better angle and to be able to shoot Zafarchik rather than just come round that closer road to the cap circle.
Well, they have 1 minute and 16 seconds left before it's too late. Rulezek spots out Maga here, which gives the information that the 1-2 line is not an option for them. And I think they're going to just try and perhaps even overmatch onto the cap. I mean, it's Zafarchik on there. They want to realistically trade at RU for as little as they possibly can. They can't afford to take a massive amount of damage. And look at the GoHard tanks. They're starting to rush onto the cap. It's triple cap pressure at this point.
They're going to quickly go in for a triple cap here. 3 tanks onto it, 10 seconds as the tanks from Utopia are coming around the corner here. Let's actually listen into the team speak of GoHard as they're trying to get this tactic to work for them.
Норд на месте. Норд, вперед, шоколад. Норд,
I do
100. Batchet, reset me.
Which
Go
is
kill
the
this 100, batchet nice 2, batchet nice 2.
I have one more for Dynamo.
Yes,
Mine-
yes,
mine-
Dynamo track.
Speed
minus 2.
Mine 3 here.
Speak you minus 2.
Play position,
I
play
kill.
position.
I kill.
15, Kazi,
Go,
15.
go, go.
Now I have also
Kazi, we
15
can
now.
rape these batches, we can rape these batches.
Let's
go.
Mine 3, just kill.
They've no shells, they've no
I have
shells.
10 seconds.
Ihan KD or not? Ihan KD or not? guys?
Guys, info
seconds.
about. Guys, info about 300.
I kill him, I kill him.
Karim, try to save. Okay, Norm, shoot twice. You can shoot one more. Mag, do убиваешь?
Батчет КД, нет, нет, нет.
I tracked Chorus.
One more track, Scar.
Есть 100 КД, есть 100 КД.
Sky, you need to do 1-1.
Track,
I cannot kill.
I've got 2 left.
Good, good, good.
I'm on reload.
Need to kill that batch, guys.
-1. Ролзик
Mine's 5, this batch, mine's 5.
-5, maybe КД.
I have 2, I have 2.
I have 15 seconds.
He's
reloading, Rulzik reloading. Пока, блядь, вам надо.
I'm KD.
Minus 2 Shoku. Пробуй
Who can
таранить.
kill? Who can kill this batch?
I can kill him at
Remember, I'm here.
Типа влево поедем.
Guys.
Я заберу, краб,
Давай.
Уже цель
Norm,
дома.
Norm.
Nice.
From right.
And very nicely done there from GoHard.
Yeah, GoHard baiting the cap with 3 guys. You could see the first T100 came around, died pretty much. Second one and the third one didn't fare much better. The Batchats got cut out of positions by the 50Bs. It's not the fight you want to take with Batchats. You know, you don't want to have to fight against 50Bs. And yeah, GoHard had full control there. Really, I mean, first T100 died, which is important because they had to commit to the decap Safar, which did happen, but to lose 1 E100, Batchats didn't get to flank anybody. Really, I mean, they got to fight 50Bs at one point, which is not ideal. And all this time, we could see Failware and Kaizu and Niall, I think it was, just constantly getting clips off, which is what you want for the 50Bs. They got Skyrim to take the damage, Coca-Collapse and Zafar, while the Clippers got to do what they're supposed to do.
Yep, it was nicely done. It was nicely timed as well, just as you said. Here comes the push from the rest of GoHard. Bam, triple cap. And then it was like, oh, Utopia, like, damn it, we've got to do something. Like, we've got suddenly 15 seconds. Let's have a look at the damage dealt on that one. I mean, there wasn't a lot of HP left on the board, so yeah, 3 tanks all doing above 3k damage there.
Yeah, Shuku, Annihilator, Coca Collapse. Nice damage, especially Coca Collapse surviving did a lot. 3.3 on E100. It's good. He even got 2 kills. So
Yep, I mean, Shoku was farming damage big time there. 12 shots, 3.7k damage. Kaizu in AMX50B, then Colozoid in E100. Maraka in the Batchat Tier 9 doing not bad there for 7th place.
yeah, no, not bad at all. 1.8. Not bad for a Tier 9 Batchat. I mean, pretty much getting a full clip. Maga, Scario was just used to do the damage. And the thing is, here, the E100s.
Dynamo probably the first one round that corner.
I think Muka was the first one around the corner. Or no, was it Dynamo? Could be Dynamo, actually. Dynamo, yeah. Dynamo and then Muka. But yeah, you could see those E100s just didn't have a really good time. Really, not at all. And, you know, Muka 1 shot, Dynamo 0. You know, so you want 2, 3 shots on those, and they didn't. And GoHard's Clippers did what they were supposed to do. Their E100 did what he was supposed to do. And they got the round ultimately going into their favor.
Yep. Now teams are going to swap sides. We're going to get GoHard on the defense, Utopia on the attack now. Now, GoHard are the innovators at the moment of tactics. I don't think we'll get anything particularly too outlandish here.
Don't say that. Just, you know, you're better off saying, I think it's going to be standard, but they could surprise us.
Okay.
Then you cover yourself in both cases.
Okay, so with GoHard here, I think it could be standard, but they could surprise us. Yeah? Okay. Nobody...
I agree, Ryan.
Okay, awesome.
I agree.
That's a way to just say it all the time now.
You need to cover
expect
yourself.
the unexpected.
You know, and then in the chat's like, oh, see, it's something else. Well, I did say they could surprise us.
Yeah, there we go. Like, who knows what can happen? I mean, like we say, the league's wide open at the moment. Every team's capable of taking points from each other, and it makes matches hard to predict. Potentially, it's going to be 1-1 here again, going into our next map, which is then going to be Prokhorovka. Yes.
And then?
And then Steps, and then Cliff. I remembered that time.
You didn't even have to cheat. It's
Yep.
impressive.
Yep.
But yeah, GoHard, I mean, I think Utopia can still do it on the attack. GoHard seem to have a solid strategy to beat Utopias here on their attack. But Utopia, I think they can hold on. I think this might be going blow for blow, depending on what strategy Utopia uses. We have seen a lot of blocks and such come in, so perhaps they're going to go for something similar towards the north base, which seems pretty popular with most of the teams.
Yep, they're generally difficult to do a cap tactic around base 2 because, well, it's just so many ways you can be shot at it from. Let's have a look at the lineups here and see the vehicle is going to be used, if there is any standard picks or surprises.
Pretty standard picks here. So pretty standard picks here all around coming out from both these teams. Utopia though with triple Batchat again, very mobile. They need to get to the flanks. They need to catch somebody out of position. They might not go for the north base because IS4. Emil would work on it, obviously. GoHard just has the Rue to reset, but they might still try to blitz down, you know, down the K line, trying to catch a Batchat off guard. But then again, I think GoHard should be prepared for that.
Okay, so Utopia with a bit of flexibility here in the attack. Doesn't necessarily look like a base 1 push, does it?
It could still be a base 1 with like the Batchats flanking around, trying to catch rotations off guard, trying to catch the Rue, trying to catch the Batchat if they're trying to come off. But then you leave so many tanks, other tanks that need to fend off for themselves. And we saw what happened to Gunrunners when, you know, the tanks get split and you push into that alley, you lose them, and then the rotation doesn't work out.
Well, let's find out. Can GoHard go 3-1 up, or will Utopia bring it back to 2-2? So round 2 here on Ghost Town, Utopia on the red team attacking and GoHard blue team defending.
But the other option here always is what we've seen before, is with triple Batchat onto the cap immediately. Like you get the 3 Batchats onto the cap. They're boosting the IS4 to get him quicker into position. Rulezik, Bihu and Shuku seem to be going for that triple cap already though.
Zafarchik doing aggressive spotting, and GoHard also coming up here, all quite aggressive into the same area. Now Zafarchik's going to spot the triple Batchats, and they're going to be caught out here straight away. The plan is up. Now how are GoHard going to react to this?
Well, GoHard needs to react quickly. So far, they only have a 50B into position. Shuku's already driving off it, and they're going to try an overmatch here against Kaizu.
So they've seen Kaizu, they're going to come around and try and annihilate him and get him out of the battle quickly, so that's a tank down already. Mucka takes a lot of damage though in return from Annihilator and other tanks as well. Annihilator got one shot into him, but Mucka is all the way down to 361 health. In the meantime, however, Utopia did remove Kaizu from the battle.
Yeah, and Collapse. Oh, nice shot done towards Dynamo though, and Utopia, they're getting bullied out of position here, and they lose to Rulezik already in the tier 9 bacha.
And an exact counter for that, GoHard are just saying, okay, you take a tank of ours, we'll take 2 tanks of yours as they come back round here hard on the push. Maga being focused at the moment from Utopia. He's down onto a one-shot, 53 health, but Shoku gets caught in a crossfire. There was a bait there. Scarium and Failware were waiting to shoot him as he tried to chase down Maga.
Yeah, they lose Coca Collapse, and the teams are going blow for blow here right now. Dynamo's almost off of reload. Scarium has a lot of the HP for his team as well. If Dynamo can get a nice clip together with Scarium, but Shuku and Bihu still need to get into the fight because Niall's off of reload right now.
Niall's going to come off reload and try and focus Maraka. He missed his first shot as Maraka connected him with him. Niall's now going to back off, not sure which angle to take at the moment as GoHard are taking damage across the board. So Farchik's down to one shot as well, but he's in the RU. Not really the target you want to be focusing on at the moment. He can be a pain in the butt later on, but right now he's not a main threat.
Shuku actually rams a Farchik to death because he low rolled, and now Colostoid and Dynamo have to fend for themselves and rip Colostoid.
Colostoid going out the other way, perhaps just to work as a distraction, but Failware comes round, gets the kill on Dynamo. Now Failware, Scarium and Annihilator sticking together here to try and back each other up. Colostoid actually gets away and survives.
Yeah, but then GoHard got the trades they wanted. They got to take down that 150B and do so much damage to Colostoid, who was pretty much full HP up until that point. And Niall in the Kranwagen still has a ton to work with.
Niall still got his HP as Failware getting a shot on Shoku there as his wreckage just slides round the corner to safety. Now Maraka can trade here against Scarium. He can get his shot to connect. Scarium does have that rear turret. Scarium misses with his shot. Maraka connects with it. Now Scarium's down to a one shot, but you still have Failware and Annihilator with so much HP, and this is going to be rough as hell for Maraka and Colostoid if they can survive.
And they only
this.
have to defend, don't forget that, but it seems like they want to go ahead and kill them.
GoHard not sitting back on their laurels here. They're going to take it into Utopia. Maraka's now down to one shot, 99 health as Failware picks up the kill. GoHard pick up the round and they pick up the map here. 2 wins to 0.
Yeah, very well done. I mean, after Kaizu died, I thought it was kind of in the favor of Utopia, but then GoHard bullied them out of position. Rulezik somehow died. I have no idea where he died because I was focused on the main fight, but losing that tier 9 batch for no reason. Kind of swung it around, and then GoHard kept on the aggression and got Colostoid and Dynamo split off on Maraka. If Colostoid could survive that on full HP, it'd be a different round completely, and I think Rulezik possibly should have survived that.
It's unfortunate with Shoku when he could see that one shot right in front of him, runs into it, and then doof, 2 tanks sitting waiting up the hill from him. Maraka, IS4, swinging right till the end there, 3.3 damage.
3.3k damage indeed from Maraka. Niall there with 3.2. Very well done. 2 kills. Failware also almost 3k with 3 kills for him. That's nice done, especially the last shot onto Shuku there. Even Zafarchik in the root. 2.2k damage. Massive contribution towards this round. You gotta say like it is. Rulezik, 634. Big factor in this round for why
wrecked at
they
the
lost.
start, I guess, somewhere. I don't know.
He just disappeared at one point.
I mean, Kaizu was the first one eliminated, and Kaizu at least got 2 shots out with decent rolls on them. I mean, was he one-shotted?
No, he wasn't. He got 6 penetrations.
Well, okay.
This was a close round, but GoHard showing that they had a little bit more team synergy, made their shots count a little bit better. And Utopia just about losing that one. I mean, you could see when Kaizu crossed over, they seemed to be aware that there was some tanks out of the fight. Muka took a lot for that. I don't even think he needed to take that much. I think the rest of the tanks would have killed Kaizu anyways. So if Muka survives longer, if Rulezik doesn't die, goes into Utopia's favor.
Yeah, I mean, suddenly they had the triple cap, and then they were like, okay, wait a minute.
But they couldn't triple cap anymore. Like, they already knew that because Kaizu spotted. Yeah, Kaizu just crossed straight over, so they just wanted to kill him and then continue. But then they got kind of bullied out of position.
I think Rulezik maybe went round the top way when everyone else came south, because he was one of the first tanks down. There were 2 tanks straight away in return for GoHard, so maybe he just went down the wrong road and faced the main guns of GoHard in that team fight at the start.
Well, he got clipped by Maga, so Maga killed him. So he must have been under that little area there. Maga just pushed into him and killed him. Well, it happened. Moving on to the next one.
Prokhorovka. Now, this map can be very hit or miss for teams. We've seen some impressive fails, to be honest, in it. We've seen GoHard being able to react to a really bad play from Swift, let's be honest, where they committed all their tanks to the 1-2 line and had nobody near base 2 to be able to do any kind of reset.
Yeah, indeed. And it's going to be interesting to see if GoHard decides to bring double mouse.
Be interesting to see if they can try and get it to work. Now, let's have a look at the lineups and see if they have brought it or not, Daki. No, they haven't brought it, but they're on defense. It was when they were on attack that they brought the double mouse.
So defense with the Guerrilla, deciding not to use the STRV like a lot of teams do. It has to have a reason. They have to have a reason why they use the Guerrilla and not the STRV, perhaps a little bit more aggressive, more going towards aggressive attack. And Utopia, 113 I7, Guerrilla, 140. It's again one thing that can go 1-2 line, but it can also go eastern side. Whatever they choose to be, but in the beginning, obviously, probably going to see the heavies fighting each other in the middle, and then we'll have to see how it continues from that point on.
Yep. I mean, it's a mirror matchup almost. The only difference here being an Object 140 for a bat chat. I mean, which team has the more favourable lineup based on that with the mirror matchup?
So hard to adjust it to sit straight. Thanks.
Having fun? Yep.
No, it's annoying because when it doesn't sit straight, it like
Did it trigger
annoys
you?
me. Yes.
Should have got one where you can actually tie it, but I have no idea. I've never worn a bow tie, so I've never had any idea how to tie
But yeah,
it.
GoHard's defense with the Guerrilla must mean they want to do something a little bit more out of the ordinary. Stop smiling. Go away. Once means that they want to do something more out of the ordinary. I don't know, maybe just like Guerrilla more, but you know, if you want to camp 1-2 line, you take that STRV for DPM anyways, so it's kind of, you know.
There must be something planned.
There needs to be something behind it. Like,
there's got to. I mean, it's like the double mouse. I asked now, says like, what was the tactic? What was the thing behind it? And he's like, it just wouldn't own up to anything. You know, wouldn't say, well, we wanted to do this because I guess they're keeping it in their locker to try later on against somebody. It'll be bold. I'd like to see a reasoning behind it. I'd like to know a reasoning behind it. Same with the double Foch on Himmelsdorf from Gunrunners. Like, what was the thinking there? Why Fochs?
the memes. I mean, Danny used the small fire extinguisher yesterday if you didn't pay attention.
Meme, really? Was that deliberate?
I don't know. Why else would you pick a small fire
Danny
extinguisher?
with the wee extinguisher. Trying to prove he's got quicker reactions than the
You
automatic
burned for
one.
3 ticks anyways.
Really? Well played, Danny. Right, so there was a restart there just as we were about to get ready to jump into Prokhorovka. Looks like everyone is about ready now, so we'll soon get that map number 3 underway. Your thoughts to this one? Is it going to be a 1-1 or a 2-0?
A 1-1, I think, between these two. Prokhorovka, it's hard to win both rounds, and it really is. So especially between two even teams. Let's say 1-1. I'm hoping 2-0 for Utopia to have a close match because, you know, close matches are generally better. But yeah, 1-1, I'd say. I think GoHard will pick up the first round on defense, and then perhaps Utopia will do the same. Or the other way around. Who knows?
Maybe. Yeah, who knows? I mean, that's one way to predict it, but the teams could surprise us.
Yeah! Well done, I'm proud of you. You know, always cover yourself in all instances. Look at that smug smile.
Expected, unexpected. It's difficult to predict, to be honest. I mean, both of the teams are very strong. They both had similar win-loss records coming into this. It's like earlier on, we were expecting Gunrunners to potentially win. Gunrunners came off a win from beating Ding yesterday, 5-3, and instead they got absolutely wrecked by Isuba. But hey, that was then, this is now. We're ready to go into Prokhorovka, so let's go. Okay, now Utopia on the red side are attacking into GoHard on the blue side, defending.
Yeah, obviously, Heavy's moving towards the middle. No surprise there. Skyrian playing the 1-1-3 on your screens here. Both these teams deciding 1-1-3 I7s their picks. You can see the Guerrilla sitting on A6. We'll see how it works out. Shuko just getting spotted out. Spots Coca collapse. No issues so far. And there's only one Bacha right now. It's Failware spotting the 1-2 line near for GoHard.
GoHard setting up their defense in that area. Shoku getting connected on there by somebody's loading, but I can't see it because of the UI at the
Skarium
moment.
probably, I guess, then.
Rulazek actually is reloading at the moment.
Well, that would be a team shot.
Okay.
So I doubt it. you
It
know.
wasn't him. I couldn't actually see properly because of the UI, because the team's on the right-hand side.
I think it was Skarium because I.
It must be Skyrim because
Yes.
nobody else is on reload or anything right now. Now, this isn't the area that you were talking about yesterday. Mojo was saying like at some point teams are just going to start blind shooting this area because teams are always starting to camp.
Yeah,
these
but it's
bushes.
hard to hit. It's very hard to hit because of the distance and such and such and such. And you give away your position as well if you do so.
And such and such and such. What exactly do you mean by and such and such and such?
Huh? It's very far away. You give away your position. He's in a little bit of a dip, so you're like, you already have to aim perfectly to hit him in towards the turret because, you know, it's from distance, and you give away your position. Like, you completely reveal where you are.
Okay.
Especially if you're blind firing with more than one guy. And if you start blind firing with bad shots, then you give away that you're reloading as well.
Coca-Cola taking 66 damage there.
HE. HE always does damage.
Always does damage.
Hashtag tank better.
Hashtag tank better. Is that what's on GoHard? Is that what's on their tanks?
It's on the side of that turret.
Isn't that also what Quickie Baby was using as a hashtag?
Perhaps.
So Quickie Baby and GoHard collaboration confirmed?
Well, I know Carrie Barry is a great fan.
Carrie Barry talks about him all the time. I think he actually watches the stream for tips, to be honest.
You once had a 1v1 against him, and
Did he not do it? I exactly know how that feels. I have failed in a 1v1 shooting at QB, although he didn't actually know I was shooting at him, which made that even worse, I guess.
but look at it. It looks like Utopia is going to go, well, they're completely centered around 1-2 line push, in all honesty. And GoHard's already starting to rotate, realizing that this is there. Shuku has about 30 seconds left on his lifespan before he'll be dead. Well, actually more like 20 seconds at this point. He spots out Magaro, so that's important, and there's the reaction coming out from Utopia straight away when they see these two tanks.
They are gone right up the 1-2 line, quick as you like, because they know that nobody's waiting on them. So they're going to get positioning around here on base 1, but GoHard are set up quite well here, Daki, to defend their stall.
Yeah, but still, they take the position with 6 minutes, 40 seconds left, and then they'll be able to start capping and such. We've seen this before, and Coca-Cola and Skarium aren't in the greatest of positions here. They need to, you know, if Coca-Cola is forced to move from there, he can get connected by the Gorilla. Skarium obviously is going to move down because he needs to defend that #1 base, while GoHard is taking the 0 line. Shuku's running away, and now we will get to the point where, you know, Utopia has to start capping, and GoHard has to hope they start to hold, and that's what I'm talking about. Collapse taking a bunch of damage.
Collapse getting ammo rack there. He has repaired it now, so he still has a repair kit.
Muka spotted.
Mocha, uh-oh, this is going to hurt. 554, so that's a nice roll there from the IS-7 there, right into the face of Muka. Muka takes another hit on the way down as well, so Muka's down to 544
He got hit
health.
by Gorilla. He got hit by Kaizu, I think.
Coca-Cola now doesn't have to worry about so much of the grill as he takes a snapshot there at Maraka, doesn't connect. Zafarchik is coming over, but Daki, the other tanks from GoHard that were going over the 0 line have came back to the middle.
Yep, of course, because they need to protect their 113 and IS-7 if they get pushed on. Muka needs to play it a lot safer now because obviously, you know, being this low HP in a Gorilla, it's not really what you want to be on, but it is the Grill, so it kind of works in a sense. And at one point, they're going to have to start capping.
Now, are GoHard in a better position here to defend than what Gunrunners were earlier?
Well, they have already 2 heavy tanks into position, so you can't really shield the 113 like Isuba did because of the fact that, you know, there's the 113 that can peek over at any moment from the other angle and get that reset. Maraka now is moving towards the cap, though.
Bold Maraka. Rulazek is spotted out in the middle there. Trading shots with Skarium, but neither of the tanks can connect. Coca-Cola the only tank so far to have taken damage on GoHard, whereas in Utopia it's Muka and Shoku who've both taken damage. Muka vitally in the Gorilla as well has taken more than 2/3 health at the moment, so not great for him. Not great for my fantasy at the moment either.
Well, you know, all that matters in the Gorilla is being alive. You can still do 10k damage.
Now, how are they going to push in from here, Daki?
I'm guessing their plan is to get Maraka onto the cap at one point. I mean, it seems fairly obvious that that I7 has to be the one. And actually bounced from Coca collapsed. Not going to be too happy about that one. Kaizu not penetrating either. Maraka takes some damage now from Scarium. But there's the reaction from Utopia.
Colozoid going into the cap, and Colozoid's trying to rush Scarium with Bihu as well. Now, is there any crossfire coming back from GoHard? See Annihilator, Maga, and Failware all taking damage here, but in return, damage is only going on to Bihu and Colozoid. Now, at the moment, it's gone trade for trade. GoHard still have the HP advantage, but Utopia are starting to get more of a positional advantage.
Yeah, but they're taking a lot of damage to gain this. But Kaizu and the Gorilla completely overextending, taking so much damage. Rulezic's now pushing forwards as well, and they still have the snipers in the background. And Utopia, yes, they're down in 1,000 HP, but if they can make this play here onto Coca Collapse and get Scarium at the same time, they can still do it.
Kaizu got a broken gun and a dead commander for that. But look at this, 2 ammo racks coming straight and getting repaired straight away on Scarium and Coca Collapse. Coca Collapse now being focused. He's going to be the first one to fall here. GoHard have lost a tank. Utopia and GoHard are now trading over this middle ridge line. It is just going into an individual brawl between different tanks here at the moment. Scarium now being focused, and GoHard don't seem to have the guns to support their front tanks.
You know, Scarium should go down here, and then Utopia will be in the driving seat with 7 tanks alive. If they can keep it like this, it'd be great. There goes Scarium. He's dead as well. Shuku's still controlling the south, and all of the GoHard tanks are caught over the railways. They can't really do anything. They have Batcha, Sigrillion, RU251 who's still full HP, and that will make it. So they have to push in with lowly armored tanks against 113, IS-7 and a Gorilla. This is pretty over, I'd say.
Yeah, they don't really have anyone who can play the rails and use gun depression or anything. Zafarchik and Maga are going to try and come around the bottom here, but Annihilator's over there as well, chasing Shoku. Rulezec and Maraka are just posturing to be able to defend across that, and Muka's just waiting for someone to stick their head up and wreck him with the grill.
Because of this rotation, Marakar and Rulezec have gotten back into the hold down. They lose 2 tanks, yes, but they should be able to hold this position. Look, they're back into the hold down, and GoHard's going to have to push onto 2 heavy tanks.
2 tanks in the base. We're down at 15 seconds here. Now, Failware is making a rush into the cap circle to go for a reset. We're down at 8 seconds at the moment. Is Failware going to get a reset? Someone, he does get a reset in there. Desperate moves at the moment from GoHard, and also desperation from Utopia to hold on here. But Utopia are holding on here. It is 4 tanks to 3 at the moment, and all of GoHard are pretty much on one-shots.
And they still have to deal with these 2 heavy tanks. Well, Failware gets one of them. Rulezec is still on decent HP, and it's getting closer here. It's not over just yet. But if Rulezec can get close enough and cover off Nile, oh, nice shot from Failware though, on towards Dynamo, very important, but Rulezec needs to get into the fight now.
Annihilator turning and running because he realised they can perhaps run down the clock here, but now Annihilator realised he needs to get back in the fight. It's going to go right down to the wire as GoHard put 2 tanks back onto the cap. Sorry, Utopia put 2 tanks back on the cap. Now one comes off at Failware, fighting with Rulezec. Rulezec takes out Failware. Can they triple cap in time?
They can still triple cap on time. The thing is just that Rulezec's going to have to shield Dynamo. They all kind of have to play. I don't think they need 3 tanks on the cap. They don't, because Muka and Dynamo still have it. So Rulezec needs to push forwards and just protect his teammates. That's it. And Dynamo and Muka just need to make sure that whoever picks up just dies, because they can 2-shot everything. Muka can 1-shot somebody, and Dynamo can finish the other guy.
Niall was in that corner thinking it was safe to just play defensive and run away. Now they need to get a reset and run away. Kaizu doesn't have vision. He has a dead commander. He shoots across the Rulezec, misses. Rulezec spots out both Kaizu and Annihilator. They know they're coming from. There's 10 seconds left. They both have to rush the cap and hopefully get a reset, but they both have to survive longer than that. It's not going to happen as a shot goes out into Annihilator. This is great play individually here from Rulezec, holding off these tanks. 0 seconds. GoHard left that one too late. Miscalculation on the time. And there we have Utopia coming back into this.
Yeah, Utopia playing it out well in the end. I mean, we could see there, they took a lot of damage to get close, which is natural because the Batchas are going to peek, but the Batchas took a lot in return, right? They got afraid of peeking. Kaizu overextended, took 1.4 at one moment in time, just completely not needed in the Gorilla. He took all that damage. That means the Gorilla can't peek anymore. Utopia realized this as well. Biku started peeking on Scarium. Dynamo came, finished off Coca Collapse. Scarium died. And then there's the fact that all these bad shots are then past the rails, stuck. Yeah, Failware comes in with the guys from the middle, but because they're rotating around, the IS-7 and the 113 take that pocket, that hold down position. You could see they got side shots from there the entire time on towards the tanks from GoHard. Failware reloads. Rulezik has nice HP. They kill him. In the meantime, I think Dynamo was already capping again. You could see 2 tanks was enough for that. And then when Rulezik went middle, he spotted both Kaizu Nile, which gives him all the information he needs that, you know, there's nobody else coming from a different angle.
The other important thing I wanted to say as well is that you highlighted as long as Muka still is alive, then he can still do damage.
Yes.
And he was really vital in the end because he was one of the ones capping and still able to do shots throughout the battle.
So you don't need HP to be contributing. Marakar there with a nice amount. Both these heavy tanks really doing work. I mean, you know.
That's twice Maraka's been top damage now.
So they do. Is he in your team or something?
No, he was in with the IS-4 as well. He was top damage in Ghost Town.
Just checking here, you know.
Oh, I had him last week, and I took him out this week.
But yeah, so yeah, both these heavy tanks doing really well, and then the heavy tanks from GoHard doing okay, but not just as good as, you know, as the tanks from Utopia. And Kaizu there could have possibly done more in his RU and his Grilla. I mean. Yeah, I mean, once the heavy tanks died from GoHard and the ones from Utopia stayed alive and they had 7 guns, it was pretty over if Utopia played out correctly. Because Batchat's having to deal with hold down 113, IS-7.
Yeah, like how much difference would it made if they had STBs or Kranwagens in that situation?
They would have died even easier. I mean, the STB would have died even easier.
Because the peeking would have still wrecked them.
The peeking would have destroyed him even more because they would just go straight through the turret.
Okay.
Kranwagen might have done 1.6, but it'd be the same thing. He'd just die at that point. They just push over and kill him.
Okay.
Well played by Utopia. Gotta say it like it is.
Yeah, it was nicely done. Bit of a misplay. I said that you saw that from Annihilator running down in the corner thinking, ha, I just need to hide. And then it was like, wait a minute, you got the timing wrong here. Unfortunate. But hey, that's them. This is now. Let's have a look at the lineups going into round 2 and who's going to take this one. Is it going to go all square tiebreaker, or is it going to be GoHard taking match point?
This is something different. Utopia double object 430 with a Kranwagen STB. It seems to be an aggressive defense. I mean, 430s must have a reason because
Why
they have
430s over
DPM.
Okay.
They have the best DPM out of the Russian mediums, except for 907, of course. But can't play 907, so there's that. 430. I mean, it got buffed not so long ago, so it's now a better tank than it was before because it was really, really bad. Like the aiming circle was massive and such, but it's better now. It has good DPM, it's quick. Kranwagen STB. I think that's going to be an aggressive defense, at least it's looking like it.
Okay, and from GoHard here, triple
Standard.
Batchat, 113,
Standard.
Gorilla, I7.
Heavy tanks towards the middle, Batchats to go either 1-2 line or Eastern side, and then Guerrilla to play wherever, K4, K8 at the rails, wherever they prefer it. I mean, usually we see the heavy tanks go towards the middle, and I don't expect anything else from GoHard.
Okay, so predictions for this one? You still think 1-1?
Maybe I'll side with Utopia, because... No, I have to side with GoHard, because you're cheering for Utopia. So it's 4-2 for you, GoHard after this.
4-2 from GoHard after this. Okay, well, it's going to be interesting to see which team can win it here. Utopia on the red side are going to be defending against GoHard on the blue side, attacking. Everyone's ready to go, so let's jump into round 2 here. Prokhorovka or Fiery Assailant. I mean, we don't see enough of Fiery Assailant, do we?
It's a different map.
Different craters and stuff, doesn't it?
I think the 1-2 line is different on it as well.
Wreckages, maybe?
I think the hill is still there where it used to be.
Okay.
I'm not sure. We'll have to check, but I think the map's slightly different. But yeah, Shuku here just spotting out the middle. And most of the tanks from Utopia driving down the 1-2 line. As we said, an aggressive defense. And you can see GoHard is going very heavily eastern side as a response to that. So they've chosen the eastern side option. And he didn't spot anybody. Shuku didn't see any of them.
Oh,
None of the Batchats are spotted. Safarchik is spotted. That gives information, though. It should give information.
Are Utopia going to carry on down that line, though? It looks like half of them have stopped. They smell something. They know it's not as simple as they think it is. Shoku spots Scarium. And Coca-Cola apps.
He doesn't know the batches are there though, but they will know now because the 430s are not seeing anything. And Skadium, a little bit out of position. He might get wrecked. He's going to try and cross.
He's crossing, but he's having to do it with his back to everybody. Why doesn't he just turn in reverse? Slower. Oh, Skadium. Ow! Multiple shots going in there.
That hurts.
And I think Coca-Cola is like, yeah, well played, mate. I'm just going to stay where I am. Cheers.
It's the 430s, I think, shooting down one towards him onto Coca-Cola. So he's going to be stuck there. GoHard did not go for the triple cap option this time because you could see Utopia did something different than Swift. Instead of keeping the batshots there to clip, they pulled back their batshots immediately to go and defend the rails. And Niall is out of position here.
Niall getting caught in a crossfire here. You can see shots from Shoku, Colozoid. You can see shots from Rulezek all coming in different angles to him. One more shot and Niall is down. He's going to be the first blood here, but he is shooting for all he's worth. Bihu actually picking up the kill on Niall, but look at all the damage in return here going back onto Utopia. Bihu is getting focused down. They've just lost Shoku as well. So that's 2 tanks down from Utopia. GoHard taking damage across the board though, and no real other focus going out at the moment onto Utopia.
The thing is, Utopia is going to be very happy with that trade. Losing an STB, losing an RU for doing tons of damage on the bat shots. That's what you want. That STB did his job. He did the DPM. Now the Kranwagen, the 430s, and the bat shots will just close out the game because when they come off reload, they will annihilate the remaining tanks from GoHard.
Kranwagen getting shot. He is sitting out on the open as Skyrim's going to come off reload and try and connect one more into him, and he does. But Kaizu in return in the Batchat is, in the Gorilla is getting smashed in the face as he tries to roll over the train tracks. And Utopia are in control here completely. Double the HP of GoHard across the board, and GoHard really look like they don't quite have an idea here.
No, GoHard's down and out in this round. I mean, Dynamo is going to start peeking on them very soon to do some damage. He needs to be careful. He kills Kaiser in the Gorilla. Yes, he takes damage for it, but that's ideal. Now Utopia will just close the distance, come towards the rails. Rulezik will probably 1v1 Coca collapse. He can easily win that, and Utopia going to make it 3-3.
Rulezik going in with side armor, best armor tactics straight at the start. As you can see him fighting out with Coca-Collapse. Now, meanwhile, at the top of the battle, you can see Maraka and Colozoid taking lots of damage, but there's only 2 tanks left here on GoHard. Scarium is the only one now left on a one shot. He goes down. Utopia bring this back to 3-3, and things are going to be all tied going into steps, and we could potentially be going into the tiebreaker map of Cliff.
Yeah, good stuff there from Utopia. You could see different than Swift, where the Swift kept bad shots in 1-2 line to shoot under those heavy tanks and waste all of their ammunition pretty much. Utopia went down 1-2 line and decided to come back around and defend the rails. And I don't think GoHard was fully set up for that because I'm not sure when Niall pushed over. Biku was trying to get to that A6 position and it kind of worked out where he was. He took all the damage, he took all the shots. Kranwagens got to clip, Batches got to clip onto GoHard's speaking tanks. And then Coca-Collapse was stuck in a 1v1. They didn't trade well. They lost Niall. Utopia closed the distance. They killed the RU as well. And once they got to the rails, it was over.
Yep, it was. It looked like GoHard were going to try for another triple cap, perhaps.
I don't think triple cap would have worked because the batches from Utopia were already back. Like they came back instantly.
Well, let's have a look at the stats and see where the damage was coming from in that round. There was a lot of damage done.
Skyrim actually managed to do the most amount of damage, even though he got so low HP in the beginning than Failware, but not enough as Colostoid, Dynamo, Muka, Marakar all putting up decent numbers for their team as well, especially Colostoid, my boy.
Colostoid did good, but he came in there below Failware.
Doesn't matter.
And Muka.
I think Colostoid got decap points.
Muka doing more damage there than Annihilator as well.
I think Colostoid did decap points.
What did Annihilator do? Like we say sometimes with Karibari, if you turn the table upside down, he's on the top. But not this time round. 4 shots for nothing.
I think it was an order. I'm not sure if it was or not.
Kaizu, 6 shots for nothing.
But I guess they were trying to catch out somebody there, and the rest of the team didn't really follow when they saw the rest of the tanks. So Niall was kind of in
well, it's like you said,
no
like
man's
you should
land.
put tanks up there perhaps for crossfires and stuff like that. And Niall was like maybe watching, going, that's actually a good tactic.
Yeah, if you're defending.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess the order was to push over, but there was nobody at the rails yet. So
yeah.
I don't know, maybe they were expecting people to be there, to be in the open, to clip them, but Utopia was just kind of set up ideally to receive that. I mean, they had the crossfire, Batchat speaking going down. Nice stuff from Utopia. 3-3 steps coming in.
We thought it might go GoHard's way. I mean,
We
You
did
said
say
5-3.
this league, you cannot predict anything.
Can't predict anything yet, but it's always possible. I mean, these two teams were potential for tiebreaker. The next map between Oops and Kaznakru has the potential for tiebreaker as well. Two very evenly matched teams. Let's have a look at the lineups here for our final map before tiebreaker. So it's going to be steps.
So Utopia here with the Object 416 defending. The Object 416 probably going to have camo net and binoculars. You want to put him in a position where he can spot. He has good camo value. He has decent spotting range. He can spot towards the cap. GoHard with the batch, that's the 113. 113 can have binoculars to go towards the east, or they can go on two line if they so choose to, because obviously Utopia with this needs to boost they need to boost the batch shot on the zero line if they want to have anything on there, or the STRV.
Okay, well, let's jump into map number 4. It's all square. We're going into steps. Okay, Utopia on the red side defending. For GoHard are going to be coming at them on attack from the blue side. Now, Daki, something I just thought of here. For Utopia, we've not seen Papa Palvin.
No, we haven't seen Papa Pavin, but they haven't been playing with RT, have they? Perhaps he's not around. They're going to be boosting the STRV.
Oh, this
They
is
need
new.
somebody on there because GoHard realized the same thing, that you can't climb without a Roo unless you boost. And look at Zafarchik, he's in the RU251. He's going to rush across the field to try and spot his STRV, and they failed the climb.
They failed to climb, not in a great positioning either. Zafarchik gets spots on Dynamo. He doesn't see the rest of them, turns around and runs, but will that give him enough information to know that something's
But
going
look
on?
where Maraka is. Maraka and the Kranwagen is so far pushed up. If the Batchat's going to try and overrun him, he
GoHard!
might be able to hold this.
GoHard going in full YOLO mode here, actually. Hyper-aggressive push onto base 2. Looking for a fight. They're going to focus onto Maraka at the moment here. Maraka's going down swinging, gets out his clip. Coca-Cola's taking lots of damage. Biku falls. Maraka falls for Utopia. GoHard taking damage across the board, but there's no focus, no damage on any of the other Utopia tanks.
But they have taken down 2 tanks, so they've taken down Maraka, they've taken down Bihu, but it still kind of works for Utopia because they're up 2.5k HP and Scarium now getting into the fight. Now it all depends on the Batchats from Utopia getting to reload, and they can take 1v1s across the map if they want to because they have the extra HP. It's actually worked out really well for Utopia.
This has
Yes,
got
they
a
lost.
great trade for Utopia. Look at the damage done across the board
Yeah,
by
I mean,
GoHard.
Biku got perma-tracked there, but it's still working out for Utopia because they're defending. Now GoHard needs to start rotating pretty much.
We always talk about guns in the game, but one of the points of having guns in the game is it's vital when you have a decent amount of HP as well.
This
Now,
is great, by the way.
GoHard having 7 tanks here to the 5 of Utopia. What can you see, Daki, that you're liking?
Shuku decided to take this bush here. This will give information if anybody decides to retreat. Muka here in the STRV. This is good for him. He's going aggressive. He'll probably push first because the STRV is bouncy when it comes in. And the tanks from GoHard, like there we see Coca-Cola already getting off a bounce on this STRV. This is good.
Wiggle. Look at the wiggle as he's driving forward
Yeah,
there.
now they're just getting close in, and Shuku spotted all of them. All of them. They know exactly where they are.
Shoku getting surrounded here, though. They're going to probably take him down, but at what cost is it going to go for them? Scarium takes damage. Kaizu takes damage. Kaizu's now on the one-shot. Coca-Cola is now on the one-shot. Utopia have 4 tanks available, but they have all the HP in these tanks. Can they make it work for them? This is still a wide-open fight.
Okay, now at this point, with 3 guns down, they need to start catching out some people. They need to start getting out some guns out of the game here for GoHard. There we go. That's the first one down. They need more, though. And Muka needs to be careful in that STRV.
Muka side on there, getting clipped out there. He turns to face Coca-Cola and Maga, but he's exposing his flank to the other side as well. And it looks like Scarium might want to come in to try and get a bit of damage. FC Dynamo's coming in to get block as well, but then Rulezek takes out Coca-Cola, and now Rulezek and Kozai are going to jump into Maga.
This is good. They can catch off Maga with Dynamo from the side. You can see him on the top part. There he goes. Maga down. We're even in guns and even in favor of Utopia because they have no tier 8 left, and GoHard does.
Scarium getting shot now as he backs off. Colozoid there, we're looking at his viewpoint. Scarium now down to a 1-shot. Annihilator, failware. I mean, Zafarchik's in the RU. What can he do against these tier 10s right now? Muka is the one that has to be the most careful.
Yeah, Muka, Scarium even missing on Dynamo. That could be crucial in the end. But look at it, Utopia, double the HP almost at this point. Gun in the game, failware with a dead gunner as well. They have a tier 8. Muka with the heat shield. Zafarchik actually picks them up, but it's still 3v4 here in favor of Utopia. All they have to do is have the correct angles against these tanks.
And GoHard are the attacking team. They have the position of the defending team right now at the moment. And Utopia have switched places with them completely. Now, how are Utopia going to do this? Because they want to push into GoHard. They want to finish them off.
Oh, Relezik here getting very lucky that Skyrim didn't pen and that Filmer missed. I mean, those are crucial things. Relezik really didn't need to peek there. He could have thrown away the game for his team because he could have taken 2 shots there and could have died. No need to peek whatsoever. And Zafarchik's actually trying to do the climb on the A8. Perhaps they're going to try and climb him on A8 and then put Skyrim on the cap of some sort. So rotate. Well, no, they have to stay around number 2 base if he climbs. But if he climbs, then they can put a guy on the cap and try to cover the angles because he'll be able to shoot down on towards him.
Zafarchik has made it up as well into that position. So Utopia have to be careful. They want to finish off these tanks of GoHard, but they have to be careful because whatever they do, there's still that extra gun, there's still that extra angle that can cause them lots of problems.
Well, this angle is going to cause them a lot of trouble because he will be able to shoot them constantly if they go towards the ridge to reset. I mean, Skarium will probably have to be the one to be put in the cap, I guess, or maybe one of the Batchats even, because Skarium can hold the corner very well in that heavy tank. And, you know, once they come close to the ridge, Zafarchik will start pinging them, and they won't see Zafarchik. So at that point, they either commit and reset and probably die for it, or try and run away and still probably die for it.
So Utopia are starting to sit back a little bit here, try and make GoHard make a commit to base 1 or base 2.
No, they're going to put Skyrim on the cap as expected. So the 113 will start capping, and Zafar will be covering, and then Failware in the distance. They're hoping that Utopia comes from 8-9 line, because then they have Failware, Zafar, and Skarium that can shoot if anybody tries to reset, which is enough to remove even a full HP Batchat.
You've got to remember, though, Failware has that dead gunner. So how effective is his shooting going to be?
Well, we'll have to find out, won't we?
Yep, there's one way to find out. Send Utopia in, and let us see what happens. Utopia stand to group up again here. Colozoid and FC Dynamo coming back over towards Rulazek. And I guess they need to work out from which side they want to push in on. Everyone's reloaded. Everyone's ready to go.
In the minds of Utopia, they might be expecting the tier 8 to be capping. They might be expecting the tier 8 to be capping. I think it's Failware. Yeah, Failware is just still in that position there. They might be expecting the tier 8 to be capping, and they might be expecting to run into the 113 at any point here. Once they spot the 113, it should be obvious, though, that what GoHard has done is put the RU on the boost. And they're going through the little downside here. If Dynamo pushes up towards 7-8 line, he could possibly get Failware. Nice first connection, though.
Failware spots them out, connects the shot into Colozoid and takes out Rulazek. Failware not taking any damage in return. Now, Colozoid was the one you wanted to take the damage here. He did do that, but then that was really good play from Failware getting the kill.
Yeah, I mean, together with Zafar and Failware, they got the kill, which is the most important thing. Now 2 versus 4. This is in favor of GoHard, and caps on 27 seconds.
Utopia, everything was going in your favor for a couple of minutes there, but that breath, that pause just looks like it perhaps took a bit too long.
Versus Skarium. Oh, he bounces.
No connection there. 13 seconds. We're going to have to get rushing on it. Colozoid knows if he goes that way, Failware can clip into him. He's going to have to weather some shots or hope there's some misses, and there is. He's going to get shot here on Skarium. He kills Skarium. That's the base reset. Dynamo gets the kill on Annihilator. It's 2v2, Daki. Zafarchik's hiding up in that corner. Utopia can back off now. They have 2 minutes. But Dynamo's taking a truck ton of damage here. And Zafarchik took a shot up there on the hill as well.
Zafar. Oh, Dynamo just goes unspotted at the worst time, and Failware still on reload. By the time that Failware is reloaded and killed Colozoid, they will have almost no time left to cap, and even if Colozoid goes down, it's winnable for just Dynamo.
Dynamo, where do you go? Failware's coming out here. Failware has a dead gunner. He's already been taking a damage there as well. Colozoid's in a reload now. There's a miss already at the back of Colozoid. Next shot coming in, connects with him. One more shot from Zafarchik here.
Bounce.
Colozoid might just get away with his life.
He will get away with his life. Zafar misses again.
Oh, man.
Colozoid is still alive. 1 minute 30 seconds. Don't forget, it takes you 1 minute to cap with 2. and 2 minutes to cap alone, so they need both on cap right now.
Safarchik has to be careful coming down the hill here. He doesn't have a lot of health, and a wrong jump there or a wrong
They have
bounce
only
would
one
actually
option
kill
left.
him.
It's both
Got
on
to be
cap
double
right
cap.
now. It has to be double cap because if the time runs past 1 minute, somebody will just go hide and it's over. Failware and Safar last-ditch attempt onto the cap. They're probably going to use the 1-1-3 to shield them as much as they can. And it's now on to Utopia to find the right angles to reset and survive.
This is going to go right down to wire. Look at the difference in time. The match timer's at 56, the base timer's at 50. So we have 6 seconds. Oh, Dynamo! Oh, that was almost the biggest mess up ever near the end of a battle.
If he flipped himself, it'd be unforgivable. Unforgivable, but Colostoid seems to be doing the right thing. He needs to go down the 0 line. Dynamo got spotted out, gives information, but Colostoid is going to peek up here. He spots out Safar. They're going to try and do it from 2 angles. They just need to make sure to get 1 reset. That's it. 1 reset. That's all they need.
1 shot, 1 opportunity, Daki.
It only happens once in a lifetime.
Colozoid, can you do it? Can you do it? Failware with that dead gunner. Failware gets the kill with the dead gunner. Dynamo has to come in, but there's no time. He didn't time it at all. He was too busy getting ready to run away. And GoHard are going to pick this one up with the cap. Dynamo is nowhere near coming in for a reset, and this one is going to GoHard. Daki?
I'm so confused by Colostoid peaks like that.
That peak was, I mean,
was
both shots went poof, drilling in at the exact same time.
That was the slowest peak to reset I've seen in my life. For one.
Yeah.
What?
That was a crazy match. That was a crazy match. It was backwards and forwards the entire time.
That was a terrible peak, though. I mean, for one, I think he should have driven down in the 0 line into that dip.
Around the back.
Around the back and peek up and reset through that because it's the most unexpected angle, because it's risky. But this, he got himself spotted.
Like he drove up to it, got spotted.
There's just the thing.
He could have gone away.
So one, he should have driven down the 0 line, right? And come up from behind and peeked up. Second off, he should have peeked from the corner, not just drive up, just peek from the corner. But you behind, that was I don't know.
Let's have a look at the damage done there, because there was a truck ton of damage done there by both teams. Everyone pretty much on 1-shots at the end there.
And then even Dynamo should have driven through the field.
Yeah. Dynamo was too busy getting ready to run away for the reset. Your boy Annihilator finally coming out.
The thing is, they're both 1-shots, so they just have to close in together. That's all they have to do. Dynamo can go through the field, and if they peek, they can't peek up to kill him. They argue if he peeks up, then Colostoid should just hold the angle to kill him.
There was obviously some kind of call there saying, okay, one go for reset.
There must be miscommunication because like Dynamo should close as well as Colostoid is, because if the RU peeks to try and kill him, then Colostoid should have the angle to kill him in return. And then the game is won because Failware is a 1-shot, so Colostoid can just hold the corner against him.
Prior to that situation, would you say that Zafarchik going up on the hill was probably a game changer?
That was well done. I mean, if he doesn't go on the hill, I don't think they even get close to winning that. Yeah, that was well done, and Failware also connecting shots.
Yeah, he took the first shot on the one with the full health and then actually took the killing shot on the one behind it.
I still feel Utopia should have won this round, though. Like, honestly, like in the end there, in that situation, as long as Colostoid goes down 0 line without getting spotted and just peeks up from any angle, he could even drive all the way past the cap and peek up from the furthest possible angle towards their own spawn.
And they're still not ready for it, really.
They won't be ready for it. And if Dynamo closes in at the same time, Dynamo should be closing through the field like a little bit later than Colostoid goes down the 0 line, and then when he gets close enough, then Dynamo gets spotted, then Colostoid just peeks and kills them.
Because when he was spotted, it was both shots exact same time, pretty much. You saw both
It was
right
a terrible peak, like reversing up a slope with a bad shot to shoot down. Nah.
Well, them's the breaks. Now, GoHard here on match point against Utopia. Your prediction's still on though, Daki. You said 5-3 GoHard. They are 1 match away from it now, or sorry, 1 round away from it here. If they don't do it, we're going to go to Cliff on a tiebreaker. And do you think if that happens, either of the teams just going to go like, well, just go straight ham, just go straight YOLO aggressive?
Nah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know we'll think about it when it comes down to Cliff. Focusing on steps first.
Focus on steps just now then. So, do you still think
I
go
think
hard?
there's no recovery for Utopia after such a round. I think this is 5-3. It's very hard to come back from losing a round like that. Like losing a round like in that
right
fashion,
on the final play,
where you should have won. No.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the lineups and see the vehicles being used. Will there perhaps be some arty coming in this time? No.
No, 416 here for Utopia.
Very mobile lineup from GoHard.
The 416 can be used on either of the two cap circles. He can be used on the east, but he can also be used on the number 1 base if you get that under control. Because of the camo value, because of the low profile, it's very hard to hit him, it's very hard to spot him. So they might be using him there. They can go either side. Both these teams, they can go either go left, they can go right. It's up to what they want to do. I mean, what can we say? I mean, they can climb the RU on the east and then, you know, come down.
Expect the unexpected, Daki. That's what we need to think right now. Having to do a restart on that match, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get everything started. We won't be jumping straight into the action. Now, let's actually look ahead, Daki, to Kazna Crew Oops. Both teams, high expectations. A lot of people predicting, for example, Kazna last season would do better. A lot of teams saying that they feared Kazna. And with regards to Oops this season, a lot of teams and a lot of individuals, ourselves included, thinking that Oops had the potential this season to be a great team. It's not looking that way for either of them, really, is it?
So I haven't seen their full lineup into effect, because every time we've seen Oops play, there's been somebody missing. We've missed Camel this week.
Mayland was missing the week before.
The week before it was insane.
Insane as well, yep.
So, like, we haven't really seen the full lineup. Deja hasn't come into 100% of his capabilities yet. We're still waiting for that. He is a very good individual player, but so far in Oops, it's like mediocre. Well, we expect from him to be like that damage dealer together with Miloš, together with Melan, you know, together with those players, then backed up by players like Camille and such. I don't know. For Oops, it's a matter of getting this lineup to work and actually having their full lineup for once and seeing how it goes against an opponent like Kazna Crew. Perhaps they'll have their full lineup in the next match.
A consistent 7, I think, is what Oops needs. But Melan did say that they were continuing to rotate, and Vetso as well said the same for Kazna. And Kazna have, for example, Vala, or as we joke about, Wala, on the sidelines, but they're not really using him, and he is a very talented player. He was substitute for Ding going to New York.
I have to see if they use Wala perhaps in their match today.
But right now, it's all about the match just now, I guess, which is Utopia GoHard. GoHard here on match point 43. We're just about to get round 2 of steps underway. We're going to see GoHard now defending against Utopia attacking. Daki is giving it to GoHard now. I want to give it to Utopia.
I'm still giving it to GoHard because of that last round. Like, they're going to be pumped up, but Utopia's going to be like... Those were all the things that I couldn't say. That's all the things I couldn't say, you know, pure silence. But this is how we got here. So both teams winning their defense on Himmelsdorf, then Ghost Town being completely in favor of GoHard Prokhorovka. Well, it's a mystery.
It was a mystery what went on there, yeah. Both going round to Utopia.
No, it both went to Utopia. It's so hard to see their logo even. Both went to
really
Utopia.
small.
And then Steps, first round being picked up by GoHard, where it arguably should have been picked up by Utopia. I really thought it was over, that Steps round. I still can't get over that.
Yeah, I mean, Prokhorovka...
At least we have another nice highlight. That's 4.
We usually... can sometimes be quite a while picking out highlights for the weekly highlights. And now we've got some crazy highlights that have all been down to last seconds of battles, really hype moments. The Gunrunners one, though, were brilliant. Like, let's take nothing away from them. They were brilliant. That shot from Danny coming in at the end when Positive does the reset.
I really thought Positive had easy collab on us.
I think everyone thought that was it. Positive got the reset. And I think from watching the video back, there was one person in chat apparently said... Danny's off reload, and that one person in chat was like, nailed it.
I perma-banned them after.
But no, that was brilliant playing in that fight on Alien, right to the wire as well, dying seconds. Absolutely crazy. Sorry for talking for so long at the moment. We are having a little bit of gremlins behind the scenes at the moment. So it looks like somebody fed the production crew after midnight, and, well, now we see what happens. They got them wet as well, perhaps, I guess.
What?
If you feed them after midnight, they multiply, and if you get them wet... No, if you get them wet, Oh, wait a minute. How's it go again? If you get them wet, they multiply. If you feed them after midnight, they turn. That was it. Yeah. You never watched Gremlins before? You've really never
you see,
watched...
production's just taking out their anger on me now. Like, you see this?
It's because of this, Daki.
Go away.
You need to put it straight again.
It's straight, okay? Wait. There we go.
It looks... Well, I mean, yeah.
Looks straight.
There's so many people probably tuning in going, why's that guy got a bow tie on?
It's more straight than you, at least.
Why doesn't that guy have... Well, it's the way I'm sitting, because I'm crooked. Yeah, we'll straighten up there. There you go. Why does that guy have his bow tie in and not his top button, for example, is what they're probably asking. It's because your neck muscles.
Yeah. Stop playing with the cameras.
Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. So, you still predict GoHard, you still predict GoHard, but what about Castle and Oops? What's your predictions for that one?
I want to give it to Oops.
You want to give it to Oops?
Yeah,
or
like 5-3 in favor of Oops.
5-3 is always a safe bet, but you can never be so sure. It could be a 5-1. Well, in the meantime, while we're waiting on the Gremlins being smashed to pieces and everything being put back together again, let's have a look at the highlights here on Step Stacky.
Yeah, this was the initial fight for the Kranwagen, and you can see Utopia is actually trading really well. They just lost Bihu, but then afterwards Shuku here gets caught out as well, but he does 2 shot of damage, so again, still in their favor. Muka here overextends, loses most of his HP, but Rulezik gets Kaiser, which is very important. Same time, Kolosur, Rulezik, and Dynamo clean up 2 tanks here in the south. Afterwards, Skariam here against Muka, where Zafarchik picks him up, which is very important. Then this push down the 0 line from Utopia to try and reset, but they didn't expect Zafarchik to be up and didn't seem aware of Philware's position either. Kolosur then came up and got the very crucial kill onto Skariam, and this almost turned around, but at this point, you see Kolosur should be going down the 0 line. Peeking like this is just nonsense, complete nonsense.
Both shots, both tracers coming in there
Did he
and
shoot?
killing him. I don't think he shot. If he did,
I think he shot.
If he did, he missed.
Yes.
Zafarchik, if Zafarchik had gone on his side, he wouldn't have been able to do anything. Kolozoid wouldn't have been able to go over to put him back on his wheels because that would have wasted time. So,
And it would have been the meme of Twitch chat.
if he'd been on his side, that would have been That would have been like we would have had a double highlight with that.
Be like every
happening
time
as
somebody
well.
flips, he pulled the dynamo.
He pulled the dynamo, yeah. Very dynamic handling of this vehicle and everything. Yep, it would have been easy peasy. But nope, he rolled back on his wheels and everything was good. So close. Not quite wall hacks in America where he rolled his Udas
Wow.
on
BM.
Ghost Town. It's not BM, it's a fact. It was an America highlight. They put it as a highlight with him rolling.
Yeah, I'm sure he enjoyed that.
It would have been extremely frustrating to do it, but we've not had anything like that in EU. Not yet, anyway. Nobody's rolled onto their side or the roof. Only Camille's flipped. Camille's flipped and been saved. He got flipped and then he got rolled over and he drifted down the hill on cliff.
Wasn't that last season?
Yeah, that was last season. So we've not had anything this season. No exciting fails or messes up. We've only really had the practically check and the algo overextensions, the individual big whoopsies.
Yeah, I'll go. Unforgivable. They're gonna remember that for a while. Like honestly, it's like it's like skirmish. Oh, Algo's here. Just don't pick the CDC, please. Poor guy. Poor guy. But we should almost be ready to get this started. I think. I mean, they're taking so
long.
It's going to be the longest. It's going to be the longest step round I've seen in the history, but
possibly. I mean, imagine if we had pizza right now ready to eat.
This is still
the pizza would be freezing
It's
cold.
still an important round for the rankings. This can change everything. GoHard wants to keep that #1 spot. They can lose it again and such and such and such. So they want these 3 points, but Utopia wants these points as well because everybody wants to stay within that top 5, top 2, within that top 5, top 2 spots because any point can be very important towards the end of the season. We've seen it multiple times, multiple seasons where 1, 2, 3 points can make the difference between those online playoffs, a relegation spot, and direct qualifications even in some cases.
Yeah, we say a lot of the time it's an important match. Well, right now, every match is important. Everything's ready to go. We're into round 2 here on Steps. Utopia red team attacking against GoHard blue team defending. Now, we always say, that the points are vital. It's only really when the runaway winner or the runaway loser is determined, then the points don't matter so much for those particular teams.
You could see Marakar there had binoculars on his IS-7, it's to spot that Ru. We've seen it. They don't have RT to counter it though. So we'll have to see how they approach that one. Shuku as well in the 416 has binoculars, and Safarchik failed to climb on the first time. That is super important.
He got up and he just turned around and instantly came back down. He got up, he turned around, he had positioning there to go. I think at some point somebody gave a call and says, no, come down, they're pushing.
Okay.
He was up there, I was watching it. I don't know if it was the one on screen, that's probably because I was watching it on my monitor. He got up there, he stopped, he turned around, he was, like, it looked everything good. And then he just turned his gun around to face where Utopia were coming around and just drove straight down.
Okay, didn't see that, but I'll trust your word on it, Ryan. Double cap pressure about to come underway here. Triple cap pressure even at this point. 33 seconds left in GoHard. They're going to have to scramble to get to this one because they're going to have to be quicker. 28 seconds left. They're probably going to have to commit on the 8-9 line, but Muka is there in the 430. Probably 8-9 line, but 6 line at the same time. They're going to have to sacrifice a lot for this reset, though, because they have 18 seconds left.
18 seconds left on the clock, and GoHard are coming in from the top. Niall is sitting back trying to snipe. Where is the reset going to come from? Scarium looks like to be the one to sit in. Rulesek, Shoku and Kozoid can all focus him down to get a shot into him. There is a reset. Kauzu being focused at the moment, actually. We're down to 10 seconds. They need to get somebody else shot at the moment. Marakas now came into the cap circle. 7 seconds. Daki, you're waving a finger. What do you see?
There's no reset yet. Finally, they get a reset, but they need to push in now. And this is going to be bad for GoHard.
GoHard committing absolutely everything here. We were down to 3 seconds there on the reset. Scarium goes down. First tank dead for GoHard as Shoku gets dropped there on Utopia. GoHard taking damage so quickly right now as Utopia are focusing all their guns into them. GoHard are taking an absolute pummeling, but they're still surviving. They're still in there at the moment.
They have the gun in the game in their favor actually right now, but Maga goes down. Kaizu's flanking from behind. Marakar's getting focused, and it's not over yet for GoHard. But Muka in the back line of the 430 is a crucial factor. That DPM machine, he needs to make big plays. He needs to take down tanks. Nice shot onto Zafarchik to start it off. And now Biku and Dynamo are going to have to get themselves into the game as well.
Muka has the positioning here to be able to do lots of damage as Kauzu gets a shot back into him. There's a crossfire. He takes out Zafarchik. We also see another tank getting dropped in quick succession as well. And now it's swung back into Utopia's favour. GoHard nearly had it, but now they're 1,500 HP down against Utopia.
They just didn't do enough against Muka. You saw him take that one shot, but then Niall desperately trying to get connections from the side. It didn't work out. They also know he expended most of his ammunition for that. Biku and Dynamo, they now need to play together against Failware and Annihilator. And nice damage there. Now Failware, he's going to go down.
Biku getting shot as well. Failware still with the turret sitting up. Dynamo misses with the shot there. Failware still survives. Failware has a full clip, but now pretty much all the tanks in GoHard are a one shot. Now Utopia, every one of their tanks has to take at least 2 shots from anyone in GoHard.
All that needs to happen now, they know that Niall was backing off as well. Biku, Dynamo need to run. Muka needs to keep the position. Dynamo needs to make the play. He needs to go down towards the 0 line as Biku covers him together with Muka. They need to get collapse first. That's the first step. Get the 113 out, get the armor out, remove him from the game. That's exactly what Dynamo is going for. He's going to start pushing down 9-0 line. Failware and Annihilator. Biku just needs to cover that side. That's all he needs to do because Dynamo has Muka in support. He needs to just make one solid peek and kill Coca Collapse.
Niall's probably going to turn on Dynamo as he sees him popping up, but then Biku's going to get shots into Niall. Niall's not going to be in position to be able to help Coca Collapse. As Coca Collapse gets spotted, Dynamo knows exactly where he has to set up his stack. Dynamo's spotted. There comes the shot. He gets the kill on Coca Collapse. Now Niall sees, oh, wait a minute, I'm in the wrong position as Failware is going to duel against Biku here. And
but
now,
it doesn't matter. Biku spotted both of them. Biku spotted both of them. That's all that matters. Dynamo's now starting to play on the top, and honestly, they just need to close it out securely. Start Muka in the cap, and that's it.
Annihilator getting a shot into Dynamo there. Failware and Biku just holding out. What can Annihilator do? Can he take more damage? He takes a shot back from Dynamo. He just dodges a shot there from Muka. Annihilator like Neo at the moment. But there's a shot in the back. Both him and Failware fall at the exact same time. And Utopia pick up this round here on steps.
Utopia actually recovering and bringing it to tiebreaker. We saw how much it cost GoHard to get that reset. They didn't get the initial reset. When Skyrim and Kaizu came in, they didn't get the reset. It went down to 8 seconds. They were forced to push in with everybody. And they took a lot of the guns down for Utopia. Nice. But the positioning was lost for them. They had 2 tanks behind that little rock. They just got killed by Dynamo and Muka. Muka didn't take enough damage. Naya was trying to clip on him. The position's not that easy to hit. For 30 has a nasty turret to get through as well. Didn't work out for them, and after that they made the correct plays. Failware, not sure why he was crossing to the open like that. He got catched out, really. He did get catched out. precious HP lost at that point. And if Utopia didn't shoot that first steps round, they'd be 5-3 right now.
Yep, it would have been 1, but now each team is guaranteed at least a point. Let's have a look at the stats and see top damage dealer there for each team, or top damage dealer for all teams, in fact.
Well, there we go. DPM machine that we talked about. Muka, crucial in this round. I don't care that he's on your team. Utopia is defending on Cliff in the meantime, but Muka in that 430 did a lot of damage. You could see him get shot after shot.
His positioning was great. Once GoHard pushed into the cap circle, his positioning was great.
And then Dynamo, Rulezik, Marakar even getting a decent amount of damage out, but Kaizu, Zafar actually doing okay. Maga and Skarium was the sacrifice. You know, yeah. Yeah,
Skarium was the one that went in first to do the reset. I mean, it was really close. We had it down to, I think, 5 seconds at one point before everyone from GoHard then pushed in. It was nice to see a rush tactic on steps. Is something we very rarely see. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It always at least forces a team fight. There's usually coverage up on top. How much of a difference would it have made if Safarchik was up on top?
Would have made all the difference. If he made that climb, if he got up there, he would have destroyed the cap. All they had to do was spot it once, and he would have been able to reset the bat shot or the 416. He wouldn't even have to shoot the I7. He shoots the bat shot, and then he shoots the 416, and then he loads HE and resets the I7. GoHard never gets in trouble.
He definitely got up onto the first ramp, like the first bit where normally
Are you sure that he decided to drop?
He turned and then just drove straight down it. He didn't make any effort to go further up the hill. It was it looked like a very determined, nope, I needed somewhere else.
Okay, well, GoHard getting to show here that Utopia is not an easy opponent whatsoever, and if they picked up that round on steps, it'd be over at this point. It'd be Utopia's game, and Utopia is going to still be kicking themselves about that. There's no way that after this match they're not going to be pretty upset that they lost that first steps round, because even if they win this, they'll be like, you know, if we won that first steps, we'd have had 3 points, not 2, but 3.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, as we're saying, every point is vital. The only time a point is not vital is if you're the bottom team, and if you win, it doesn't matter.
Or if you're
top team who's already qualified, and it doesn't matter.
You can't lose your #1 spot anymore.
Or if you're in any other position where, you know, like if you're in second place, like, well, third place can't challenge me, anything like that. But right now, every point is vital, because it's totally not clear who's going to get up or get down, who's going to get in playoffs, who's not going to get in playoffs.
Ooh.
You see a surprise pick, an unusual
pick?
No,
not surprise pick, surprise player, Kappa.
Oh, okay. I know who that could be, and that could be a potential... it could turn everything around.
Pavian stepping into the lineup for Utopia. That implies one of two things. Either they're going to be playing with a T49, or they're going to be playing with an artillery piece.
Either one of them. Doesn't matter which one it is. If it's a T49 or it's with artillery, Papa Palvin doesn't care. Papa Palvin will wreck you in either one of them. Or potentially not. Very, very hit or miss.
We can do something, Ryan?
Yes, let's have a look at the lineups and see exactly what he'll be playing on.
T49.
Oh.
So it was either of two things. So GoHard, no RT on attack. Deciding to go with the RUTVP 5 bat shots to support. Utopia identical except for a T49 played by Papa.
Could this be a super sub? Could this be, you know, last minute calling in the pocket pick?
Perhaps, you know, Papa 1 or 2 connections, a fire here and there.
We've seen it do ridiculous damage. We've seen him do ridiculous damage on this map in artillery. I mean, he erased Danny in an object, didn't he?
Well, I'm curious to see.
Can you do it, Papa Pawin? Can you come in here and win this for Utopia and go hard after just winning yesterday, then lose today?
Well, Utopia got them here. It was a struggle for both these teams. Even more for Utopia, you could say, because of that steps game. And now I'd give it to them again. 5-4, I'd say, for Utopia. They have the advantage.
Yep, well, let's find out. We're going to tiebreaker. It's all square. Utopia, GoHard, 4-4. Someone's going to win this one. Let's go to Cliff.
Cliff, the most dynamic map in the league. Battles on Cliff always turn into desperate double-edged fights. Teams start from the same spots as they do in standard battles. The first base is located near the defender's spawn point, and the second is at the bottom of the hill. Sometimes teams split their forces and send several tanks through the 1-2 line to the left of the small hill, but usually both teams play at the center. The attacking team can send one of the tanks up to the lighthouse or behind it. Fast and quick-firing vehicles are better suited for this map, mainly medium tanks, including tanks equipped with autoloaders.
Okay, Daki, here we go. Utopia, red side defending against GoHard, blue side attacking.
4 tanks for GoHard going towards the 1-2 line, and 3 of Utopia's tanks going to be boosted with 1 climbing. This could be a match 4-on-4 with Papa Pavian already maybe connecting the first shot here in the 1-2.
Oh, Scarium, he hits for 3-2-2, but doesn't get any fire, and that could have been much more devastating.
Yeah, but Utopia here, they have 4 tanks in position to deal with this. They're going for Muka, very aggressive from GoHard.
Muka drops off that hill, bit of an angle there, could be dangerous. Very lucky there to not take any more damage. He does actually take more damage on the fall, but look at this, look at all the damage going on to GoHard across the board. They're focusing Shoku right now. Bihu's also getting focused at the moment, but Shoku's dead. He's the first one down. GoHard have focused tank, but in return they've lost Maga. They've almost lost the Farchik. He's surviving on 50 health. Bihu actually falls on Utopia. GoHard are going at this, but Papa Powen getting a kill on Coca-Collapse.
Yeah, and Dynamo might actually still get to reload if he can get another clip out. Scarium only has 1 more shot. Dynamo actually peeks into it and dies. It's the 4-on-4 here. It's not over. It's definitely not over, but Papa has a lot of HP here for the lineup for Utopia, and Scarium receiving damage as well. Papa seems to be trying to close the distance in his T-49 because he knows they're reloading. Kaiser's going to peek, misses a crucial shot onto Papa Pavian, who could remove either of these batches. He's going for Scarium.
Papa Powen's going in for it. He smells blood. Can he connect? He hits Scarium and the tracks, doesn't do it, but he kills the driver and he tracks him. 302 damage, but Scarium's sitting there in the open. He's getting shot at the moment. He can't move. Papa Powen survives. He might get a reload, might get another shot in.
Scarium peeks, the Colossoid is waiting. Failware might get Papa here, but no. Papa's baiting them beautifully. Shots wasted left, right, and center for the tanks from GoHard. And Papa, the master bait, it's working out for him. More damage being taken on the GoHard lineup. Finally, Niall comes in to clean him up, and we're down to a 3v3.
Down to a 3v3. Now, roughly same HPs. Tanks roughly about the same. How they're going to focus each other now, this is going to be a hell of a fight.
They're going to lose Failware. They just can't push in the middle. Niall, Kaizu, they're out of position. They're going to lose Failware.
Niall and Kaizu can't help Failware here. Kozoi taking a lot of damage. Failware might actually survive. He's behind solid terrain here. Now they're getting the jump onto Rulezek. Niall and Kaizu going to come around Rulezek shooting at Kaizu. Rulezek takes out Kaizu. Niall's going to take out Rulezek in return. Can Kozoi or Muka finish it off Failware here and make it 2-on-1? Or is it going to still sit at 2-2? Failware surviving on 22 health.
Muka needs to go kill Failware right now, and then the reload needs to come in. Colossoid, he's playing with Failware. Failware doesn't know. Failware doesn't know that Colossoid's on reload. They didn't count the shells. Well, Muka comes in. He'll take a shot from Failware. He'll take him down. And now it's Niall versus 2.
Niall versus 2. It's 2-on-1, but Niall has all the HP and he only needs to one-shot each of them. This should be Annihilator. This is your moment to shine, mate.
They need some distance between him. They need some distance. Niall's coming close. He could do this. Muka needs to run. Niall, if he can get the first kill here onto Muka, it'd be crucial. Muka's trying to run, but I think Niall might just about be on time.
Muka's not going to be able to get around the corner in time.
He
Niall,
might be. No,
that's the
Niall
wreckage.
didn't take the right route.
Saved by the wreckage. Now, how are Utopia going to play this? They're the defending team. They could potentially run and hide and force Niall into having to cap. Niall's going to take position up here on the hill and try and jump down on either of them. Daki, what would you do if you were in Utopia's shoes right now?
Pray. But Muka is playing it smart. He's just going to cover Colossoid, so Niall would have to kill Colossoid coming over that. Muka just needs to make sure he doesn't get catched out by Niall here, because if Niall makes the peak, there we go. Niall is going to come over onto Colossoid. He needs to take the first shot here from Muka. Niall misses the first. It's crucial.
Niall misses the first shot, and he bounces the second one. Kozoi bounces his shot as well.
Muka's on reload.
Niall's got him. Muka's on reload. Niall came down. Now he's going to go for the ram kill for style. He does it. GoHard finished this one. What a nail biter right to the end. But GoHard take it and take the points.
Unbelievable.
Crazy
Muka
match.
didn't reload during that entire time.
Then he reloads right as pretty much Niall comes over.
No, he had 2 shots the entire time.